Allegations even say monies are offered to the tune of billions of naira to these governors to come to the APC.
On Big Talk, we take politics beyond party lines and press statements. We interrogate policies, challenge power,
and it shall be addressed.
And demand accountability from those who govern, from the presidency to the National Assembly, from state governments to grassroots politics. We break down the decisions that affect your daily life. No propaganda, no political comfort zone, just facts, context, and fearless conversations. Big Talk is where leaders explain, analysts dissect, and the people understand.
2015 elections were not held. They are doing rigging.
Don't just watch politics, question it. Tune in to Big Talk on Global Television every weekday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Join the conversation.
A very good evening to you and welcome to another exciting edition of Big Talk, a program where we highlight political issues concerning Nigeria and how to move the country forward. Tonight on the program, we are joined with ERAGBE ANSLEM. He is the Labour Party youth leader for the Nedadi Usman-led leadership of the Labour Party. He's joined us live in our Abuja studio. Thank you so much, Mr. ANSLEM, for coming on the program.
My pleasure as always. COMRD ERAGBE ANSLEM, the National Youth Leader of Labour Party, Nigeria.
Okay, so let's start from there, because I also have, I've interacted closely with the Abure leadership of the party, and they still claim to be the authentic leadership of the party. Who is the authentic youth leader? I know Dr. Barry, deputy youth leader. I know I've forgotten my friend's name, but interactions about leadership of the party. What is happening with the Labour Party?
Well, thank you. First and foremost, I'll go straight to the point this time around. Right. You are aware that only on the 4th of April 2025, the Supreme Court of Nigeria gave its landmark judgment. And in that landmark judgment, the FCT High Court judgment of 8 October 2024 that recognized Barrister Julius Abure as the national chairman of the party was dismissed. And similarly, the Appeal Court judgment of 17 January 2025 that further ratified that earlier FCT High Court judgment was also dismissed by the Supreme Court. Then Julius Abure's cross appeal in suit number SCCV 56A 2025 was dismissed. And the Supreme Court, in its wisdom, awarded the 3 issues in dispute, all in favor of distinguished Senator Esther Nenadi Usman as the national chairman of the Labour Party, and distinguished Senator Dalitu Okwecha as the national secretary. Now, this is the account. I and Julius Abure came from the same national convention, 10th June 2019. The life of that administration was 4 years constitutionally. So that tenure expired on the 9th of June 2023. However, like I've maintained all along to say, Julius Abure purportedly got a 1-year illegal extension. Why was it illegal? Illegal because Julius Abure, Umar Farouk Ibrahim, Ojuku Clement were on subsisting FCT High Court restraining order of 4th April 2023 for perjury, forgery, and criminal conspiracy. While that was on, the restraining order stopped them from parading themselves as officials of the party. So Abure went for an illegal and unlawful National Executive Council meeting on the 17th of April 2023, while he was on FCT High Court subsisting restraining order. Now, and got that illegal 1-year extension. Notwithstanding, that illegal 1-year extension lapse expired on the 8th of June 2024. So, by fruition of time, in totality, our legitimate tenure plus 4 years, 1 year illegal, 5 years, all expired 8th of June 2024. Now, because of that expiration, now the National Executive Council had only 10 subsisting members because the total of the National Executive Council of the party consisted of a sitting governor, where there are, and his deputy. In our case, in Labour Party, we only had Alex Oti and his deputy, so they are NEC members. The Nigeria Labour Congress president, the Nigeria Labour Congress secretary general, and the Nigeria Labour Congress chairperson woman commission are statutory members. So that's 5. The TUC, that's Trade Union Congress president, the secretary general, and the chairperson, that's 3, 8 now. Now you had the BOT chairman and secretary, that's 10. So ideally the NEC of the party, as at this time, consisted of these 10 persons plus the 34 members elected from the last national convention. Actually 20 of us were elected. I was elected as national youth leader, Julius Abure as national secretary, Kennedy Anotu as deputy national secretary. So Julius Abure had no locus to occupy the office of the national chairman under no circumstances, because Maria Lebeke and Alhaji Lamidi Bashura Papa were elected as the deputy national chairman, north and south of the party. So who ideally would have occupied the office. But however Abure came to power was an illegality, but let's leave that matter. So the point I've made with us to say, our legitimate tenure expired 8th of June 2024. So until the NEC, these remaining 10 people, because there was an issue, the Ondo governorship election at hand then, because our tenure expired, Abure claimed also to have been the chairman. INEC, so you are no more the chairman because your tenure expired. So Abure went to court. So it was that matter that the FCT High Court erroneously awarded that judgment in favor of Abure. Remember, the Constitution says these matters of party leadership are not justiciable. Now, you find out that in the course of the Supreme Court judgment, this matter was reiterated in the judgment, page 46 of the judgment. Right. And the Supreme Court admonished that leadership issues of political parties in Nigeria are not justiciable. So that it behoves on the party leadership
to sort it out
internally. That's the internal mechanism. Now, but however, before this Supreme Court judgment, the National Executive Council, consisting of these remaining 10 statutory members, on the 4th of September 2024, that's 90 days, or even 94 days after the tenure lapse, on June 8, called a meeting to Abia, Umuahia, where Alex Oti, of course, the Constitution says the NEC have powers to call other people into their meetings. So those people you cannot call stakeholders. Somewhere like Peter Obi,
non-statutory members,
non-statutory members, good, who are stakeholders. So those people were called into that meeting as stipulated by the Constitution. Other Constitution says they do not have voting power.
Right, they do not have that.
Thank you. So in that meeting, nominations were made and ratified. Senator Esther Nenadi Usman was ratified as the acting national chairman under a transition government. Remember, like I said, the tenure expired. Dalitu Ukocha and 29 other persons were appointed to fill the vacancies, because the law says in Article 13 that the NEC have powers to fill vacancies where they exist in between national convention. So that is the power.
Right. So you've talked about the fact that it was illegal in the first place for Julius Abure to claim the leadership of the party, but you were part of that leadership at the time, and you didn't raise any eyebrow to that. But let's talk about after the 1-year extension, more like a doctrine of necessity, where we had an election. The Labour Party had an election to prosecute, and you needed some level of stability with the party to go ahead with the elections. Was that what happened at that time?
No, you see, like I said outrightly, I was part of those in the system when this happened. Like I said, Abure, see, the Constitution does not provide for the office of the secretary to occupy in acting or substantive capacity the office of. There are 11 persons in the office of the chairman of the party. The national chairman, deputy national chairman, north and south. That's 3. And deputy national chairman, NLC, deputy national chairman, TUC. That's another 2, 4. That's 5 now. You have the national vice chairman of the 6th geopolitical zone. That's 11 persons. So the hierarchy of succession behoves on beginning with the deputy national chairman north and south, where the 2 are not there. You now have NSC and TUC before you go to these 6. So at no point in time in the Constitution can a national secretary occupy the office of the national chairman. So I want this point to be established. Like I said, this point I'm making, you see, we are still going to follow up with the law on this matter and several other matters to be sure that those coming after us will do things more appropriately. Yes, but I am the only person who have maintained and insisted repeatedly that Abure had no locus in the first instance to ever have occupied. And however it came, like I said, we will still follow the law to undo that illegality. Just a matter of time, but be rest assured. But however, the Federal High Court 9, only on the 21st of January 2026.
Yeah.
This week, Wednesday, if I'm right. Is it last week? Last week,
Wednesday, yeah.
Now, adjudicated on this matter. Adjudicated not because they relitigated the matter, but because we filed in for a consequential order, because there was a judgment of the Supreme Court which had no consequential order. So INEC could not apply that judgment. So it behoved on us to go back to the court and ask for an order of court for the implementation of the Supreme Court judgment. So, and that was what happened. So Justice Peter Olifu, JP, of
Justice
Federal High Court
in Abuja.
9, eventually gave his landmark judgment on this concerning the consequential order. Because we heard only recently some persons say, oh, Julius Abure is going to appeal the matter, Julius Abure is going to stay execution. There is no matter to be appealed here, neither there is anything to be stayed in execution. This is a judgment of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Absolute terms. Are you with me? So what has just happened is an order in line with what the Supreme Court has decided in its verdict. What did it say? All 3 issues resolved in favor of Nenadi Usman as what? National chairman. Dalit Wokoza as national secretary. 2, that the tenure of Julius Abure, which is our legitimate tenure, expired on the 8th of June, 2024. And that the Supreme Court admonished that this matter is an internal party affair, which had actually been done on an earlier date, on the 4th of September, remember, 2024. Because it was this internal matter that was litigated upon in the appeal, for which the Supreme Court held that Senator Nenadi, the caretaker committee chairman, who had been appointed on the 4th of September 2024, are you with me?
Yeah.
Was the chairman. So the Federal High Court did not do anything extraordinary other than to direct INEC to say INEC, in line with the Supreme Court judgment of 4th April 2025, herein are the issues. Senator Esther Nenadi is the national chairman.
We'll come to that. We saw something on March 27th, in March 27th, 2024, in Nnewi, Anambra State. And that was a convention that the leadership of Julius Abure holds on to as the convention that empowered them for this other leadership of the party. Because if you listen to the explanation, I understand what they are saying, just so we could cross-fertilize ideas.
I will clarify that matter.
So, a convention happened in Nnewi, a national convention, and at that convention, Abure was elected, duly elected for leadership of the Labour Party for the next 4 years. Were you part of that convention? And can you tell us about the convention?
Thank you very much. There was no convention on the 27th of March 2024 at Nnewi. What you had there was a gathering of strange bedfellows who probably went to entertain themselves, maybe drink minerals, eat food, and go home. And why was it so? Now, we have what is called the terms of settlement. A legal document. It was an act of court settlement granted by Justice Gabriel Kolawole of the Federal High Court in 2018, wherein we had dispute, wherein the party leadership, the Nigeria Labour Congress, because these are the owners of the party, and the Trade Union Congress, the Labour Centers own the Labour Party. Yeah, we need to make this point clear always.
Although I also have things to say about that, but go ahead.
Yeah, so now, the terms of settlement said we needed to conduct an all-inclusive and expansive national convention of the party where all the grievances inherent will be solved. But in doing that, we needed to recompose the party structure as prescribed by the Constitution. Because as at this material time, the NSC slot in the party executive, national executive, were not catered for. So what that meant was that the NSC now needed to provide us with its own slot for the deputy national chairman NLC and the deputy national chairman TUC. Now we needed to now form the board of trustees. So in the first instance, appoint the BOT chairman, and Chief SOZ Ejiofor was appointed as BOT chairman of the party by reason of these terms of settlement. Now, and Mohammed Salisu as the BOT secretary. So, which means under these terms of settlement, for harmony, we have now done what? Brought in the slot of the NSA and the TUC into the party structure as prescribed. That's one. Two, brought in the BOT chairman and secretary. Subsequently, to now appoint BOT structures as prescribed by the Constitution nationwide. Three, conduct congresses. Ward congresses, local government congresses, state congresses, the zonal congresses, the delegates election, who will now, it is delegates that go to vote in the national convention. Are you with me? Now, Abure felt he was smart. You know, when people are used to their criminality, they get themselves trapped. We waited for this to happen, but Abure deceived himself. There were no congresses. There were no delegates election. Abure convoked a gathering and claimed there it was ratified in a voice vote. You saw it, if you watched it. He now purported and claimed that Dr. Alex Oti, the governor of Abia State and his deputy, lent credence to his illegality. And no, that's not how. So INEC swore affidavit on oath on the 23rd of July 2024, even after Abure claimed to have conducted that national convention, to say what Abure purportedly called a convention was not a convention. Because why? The terms precedent to the conduct of a national convention were not met. And what were the terms? There were no congresses at the ward, at the state, at the local government. There were no delegates elections. So which delegates voted for Julius Abure and all of those? So that was the issue. Now, I have a judgment which I shared with you. August 15, 2025. The Federal High Court here in Abuja again adjudicated on this matter in line with the Supreme Court judgment and in line with INEC counter affidavit. Remember, I said INEC swore on oath that there was no convention because the terms precedent to convention of a party were not met constitutionally, by the Electoral Act, by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and voided that illegality. So, in all of the while that Julius Abure and his accomplices were parading themselves, they were wasting their time. So there was no convention.
Right. So, but you know that particularly.
What you know?
Just a minute. That leadership, I've talked about the fact that after there were calls that let's balance it up for political expediency for 2027 politics. Let us have somebody from the north who comes in as chairman. But at that. Whatever you call it, a gathering. Were you present at that gathering? And the deputy governor of Abia State and some other prominent members of your party seem to have been there, and that shows some level of credence. And the Abure leadership have also even talked about the governor of your party at the time, which his leadership have expelled, you know, being a party to that convention in support.
You see, I'm happy. Now, remember, the first statement I made here on TV to the world is to say people like us are going to continue the legal battles to ensure that every legality that was done on the party are corrected going forward. Previous illegalities are going to be corrected by the law. And what are those illegalities? Remember, I said Abure was on a subsisting. I choose my words very carefully.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I try to explain what I mean by that. That Julius Abure, Umar Farouk Ibrahim, Ojukwu Clement were on subsisting FCT High Court restraining order on the 4th of April 2023 that restrained them from parading themselves as national chairman, national secretary, and national organized secretary for indictments bordering on criminality, perjury, forgery, criminal conspiracy. Perjury, because Julius Abure, Umar Farouk Ibrahim forged court document. They forged FCT High Court seal, letterhead.
Those allegations on national TV.
Please.
Go ahead.
Listen to me carefully. I'm going somewhere. they forged court documents in the course of the 2023 electionary activities during the upload of candidate credentials and all of those. Now, we had a situation where they contracted fake people and forged court letterheads, FCTI court seal, court affidavits that were not sworn to in court. No receipts, TSA payment receipts. So all of these documents were forged. So it is this FCTI court, because the Nigeria Police Force Criminal Investigation Department, FCID, investigated this matter, particularly when Oko Splendor Eze, the 2023 governorship candidate in Ebonyi State, filed in a petition through J.O. Aseloka, his counsel, SAN, to say he was the candidate of the party in Ebonyi State governorship, and Abure and Farouk and Ojukwu Clement, what they did was they wrote withdrawal letter for this candidate by themselves, forged signatures. Are you with me? And forged court documents, court affidavit, court letterhead, court seal, all of these details put in INEC portal. This young man went to court afterwards to say, I have not withdrawn, I'm the candidate. He won his matter in Federal High Court in the Southeast, Appeal Court and Supreme Court. And Supreme Court gave a consequential order for his name to be put on the... Abure forged another court order with which he replaced this young man on the INEC portal. These things I'm telling you are in evidence.
You have evidence. Listen, you just mentioned you have evidence.
Of course.
You have evidence.
I said, listen to me carefully. Now, we applied for the certified true copies of everything that was uploaded in INEC portal, and we have the details, full disclosure. Now, this matter, the Nigeria Police Force Criminal Investigation Department, FCID, investigated this matter and indicted these characters. And made
Julius Abure, Umar Farouk,
Ojukwu Clement, and Edward Okeke-Okwere were the beneficiary of this matter in Ebonyi. These 4 persons have been indicted. Now, not just indictment. The Attorney General of Federation and the Minister of Justice, AGF, on the 7th day of March 2025, authorized the prosecution of Julius Abure, Umar Farouk Ibrahim, Ojukwu Clement, and Edward for their prosecution. I will give you that document.
I want to see it.
I will give it to you. Even now, but after this, I'll give it to you so that you understand what we are saying. So the point we are making with this is, in all of the scenarios we have read out here, 1, remember, I started saying Julius Abure had no locus to have attended an illegal NEC meeting on the 17th of March 2023. Where he purportedly got a 1-year extension. I told you this same matter. They were on a subsisting FCTI court restraining order that says, stop, don't parade yourself anymore. They did not obey. It was a contempt of court.
That's actually very understood. So we could make progress.
I haven't said all of this now. The point is to say, there is nothing Julius Abure was standing on, just like even the Supreme Court.
I understand that. I understand what you've said. There was no locus in the first place for 1-year extension. There was no locus to have even called for a convention. But I'm asking on the 27th of March in Newe, Anambra State. Were you part
I couldn't have been there.
Convention? But did you see the deputy governor?
No, okay, good. The part of it, you see, Abure tricked, you see, ignorance in law, they say, is not a defense or an excuse. But Abure tricked everybody, both the NSC. Remember, it's a long story. I will not go into that story. Abure tricked all of them to attend the 27th of March. On March. So Abure tricked all of them, thinking that their presence will legitimize his illegality. That was his thought. Until Alex Oti and everyone now realized, oh, this is not the law. Are you with me? And they released. I said, whatever we did here does not hold. Have you wondered why Alex Oti, the deputy, and NSC, TUC, everybody who were in that April 17, are you getting 23? Illegal gathering in Asaba called a NEP meeting have all disappeared behind Abure. Have you wondered why that is the case? So the point I'm telling the world is to say that Alex Oti's presence does not naturally validate nothing if it's against the law.
Right. Okay.
They all went against the law and now found out that they were wrong. and subsequently pulled out and reneged.
Right, so you've talked about the legal side, and that's clear.
Credibility cannot come from Alex Otis' participation on an activity that was illegal.
I understand
so
that.
About
right.
that.
So they've also had their argument, right? Even the legal argument. You've talked about the fact that there was no grounds. There is no grounds to want to appeal, right, with the document. But they've talked about the fact. I've had an interview also with Umar Farouk, and he talked about the fact that they will go ahead and appeal when they see the certified true copy. It was on a Thursday. Maybe I need to do a follow-up to understand if he's seen the certified true copy of that judgment as it were today. But let's talk about the political aspect of it, which the Abure leadership is saying that the governor, Governor Alex Oti and Peter Obi and some powerful people in the party wanted control of the party, and this is a party they've labored for many years, and they just came in and wanted to bring people from maybe the obedient movement, people that are loyal to them, and control the party, like we've seen with other political parties where political elites are the one detecting, and they said, no, let's go by the rule book. Let's talk about it. Is there some level of influence? Alex Oti, Peter Obi were at a time, though he's left the party, wanting to control the party, because we still saw the vice presidential candidate of Peter Obi, Dati Baba Ahmed, have attended and covered NEC meetings held by Julius Abure, and we saw him, giving some credence to the legality of Julius Abure. But go ahead.
Well, thank you quickly. Let me dash back and correct an impression. First and foremost, I said there is nothing to hold back the consequential court order for the implementation of the Supreme Court judgment granted by Justice Peter Olifu only recently, 21st January 2026, implementing the verdict of the Supreme Court. Abure cannot litigate on that matter. Why is this so? Because the Supreme Court said you cannot. A matter that has no legs, that is standing on nothing, has no place in law. There's nothing it's standing on. For instance, this Supreme Court dismissed the FCT High Court judgment that gave an order to recognize Julius Abure, 8 October 2024. Are you with me? The Supreme Court dismissed that for want of jurisdiction. The Happy Court that upheld judgment that upheld this earlier judgment was also dismissed. Julius Abure's cross appeal in the Supreme Court was dismissed. So all these three things were dismissed. Now the Supreme Court ruled. Now if Julius Abure now claims, because you see, Julius Abure lives in delusions. He lives in deceptions. Of course, he lies very well. He's used to his own lies. He's a man who does not believe in the law.
But he's a lawyer.
We are still going to, you see,
but go ahead.
We're already finding out which school Julius Abure went to, or which school gave Julius Abure a law certificate.
Questioning his credentials.
I'm questioning. See, Julius Abure is a notorious criminal.
No, but that's you're calling him a criminal on national TV.
Yes, I am. Like I said, he has a prosecution order on his head. A man who has been indicted by the attorney for prosecution ordered by the Attorney General of Federation Minister. What else will you say? So what we're insisting now is for the Inspector General of Police to bring him, Umar Farouk Ibrahim, to court. They'll bring them to court. Then they will prove themselves there.
Yeah, but I asked a question. I said...
So, no, I'm going to answer your question.
Go ahead.
So, quickly, I'm about to say there is nothing to... First and foremost, there is nothing to hold back.
Was there a struggle of leadership? Was there a struggle of leadership leading to this? Who should control the party?
No, now, I'm coming to that. Now, the question of control, you see, Peter Obi does not hold executive powers in the party. Not minding that he was the presidential candidate. The much Peter Obi would have done, I tell you, have mediation. Because, of course, when this matter started, this whole matter started between myself and Julius Abure. If you are aware, you may not be aware, what was the issue? As the national youth leader of Labour Party, a man with experience, in the 2023 build-up to the general election, remember, I was a presidential aspirant, notwithstanding 2019 and 2023, before Peter Obi joined us. So even when Peter Obi joined us, I was one of those who agreed to let us cede the possibility of that ticket to him. Peter Obi ran unopposed, ordinarily. Now, that said, when he got the ticket, of course, I began to build the entire process. how to ensure that even if he won, we will sustain the victory and the rest of them. This was the matter. I designed the policy framework, directions and everything, the mobilization strategy. I built the 3 ICT solution. The Labour Party did not give me a dime. I mobilized funds to the tune of 50 billion naira. Yeah, I've said this severally, that we're ultimately going to deploy for the party, for the national election. I designed and built 3 ICT solutions, the Labour Party National Mobilization Platform for membership registration, the Labour Party mobile application, which is the situation room, the election manager, and the display window. Now, these 3 ICT solutions were equivalent of the INEC total package, the INEC IREV and the rest of them, such that on the day of election, I was to build the capacity of 535,000 polling unit agents across Nigeria. This was the matter Abure fought me over. Abure lied against me. Abure purportedly claimed to have suspended me. Abure claimed I forged the signature. What was the issue? On the membership card, if you look at the party membership card, there's provision for signature, chairman and secretary, no name. When I designed the policy document online and it was functional, Abure looked at it and said, okay, you leader, remove your name and signature, put my own, Kennedy Anotu, the deputy secretary, give ANSLEM a membership card to extract our signature. Behold, the day Kennedy brought it, I was not even in the office, he gave it to my ICT team. They took it and extracted the signature and put there for chairman and secretary. Only to find out later, I didn't know that the card Kennedy gave to my ICT team was a card previously signed by Julius Abure as secretary. Alhaji Abdul Salam, former chairman, as chairman. Yeah. Remember I said just signatures, no name. So by the time they extract and put for signature, now Julius Abure is now chairman, Umar Farouk secretary. Are you seeing the my ICT put there the way the card I was given? When Abure, because Abure boasted, he said he will suspend me and heaven will not fall. This was the matter. Over what? So Abure found around the world, no, he didn't find anything. How did I know this? On the day they claimed they suspended me, I was in the party office. I went upstairs only to around 7 p.m. to greet the national secretary. I saw he opened the file and there was a membership, a support group registration certificate, normally where the chairman's signature. And I greeted him. So I noticed he was taken aback. I felt something was amiss. Why was he shocked seeing me? He said, I said, evening, sir. How? He said, fine. He said, this signature. I looked at it. Yeah, I said, yes, that is one of the support group certificate online registration. He said, this signature. Chairman, secretary. Because no name, mind you. Chairman, right. Secretary. He said, this signature. I said, is anything the problem, sir? He said, this signature is A.A. Salam's signature. Which means the signature for chairman is not A.A. Salam. Are you with me? The one for secretary is Julius Abure.
I understand what you are saying.
So, and I said, oh, is that what it is? He said, yes. I said, what? As if I didn't know what their plan was. I said, well, Julius Abure told Kennedy Anotu to give me a membership card so that we could extract the signature and put online. And he gave it to my ICT team and they did. So that was it. But if you say this is A.A. Salam's signature and this Abure, so fine. Simple. Give me any of your documents. Are you getting it? That has your signature and Abure so that the ICT could replace that signature online. Hey, that's all. Are you getting this point? There was nothing amiss. Good enough, like I said, Julius Abure instructed Kennedy to give me. But unfortunately, he gave to my ICT team and they extracted and put there. So if anything was amiss, it's not my doing. Oh, Kennedy gave my ICT. Okay, give me the correct signature now. That is your own and Julius Abure. Because I don't know whose signature. I was not even there.
Right, I understand.
So,
I understand.
No,
Some misunderstanding of internal
so
party arrangements.
Julius Abure, enough found out that that was the matter. Right. And Julius Abure knew that this same signature was the signature that him and A.A. Salam was signed previously, which instructor was given. How does that concern ERAGBE?
I understand. There were misunderstandings of this was what was supposed to be done and all of that. I understand. But I'm asking now, so you could answer my question. I'm asking, was there ever some form of people wanting to take ownership of the party that have been built on the sweat of people over the years? Just a moment, comrade. On the sweat of people that have been built over the years, on struggle, did we have some maybe governor or influential people wanting to take decisions and leadership of the party?
No, there was not. It was on a later day. After Abure purported suspended me, and I heard Abure said that I was trying to take the party from him, that had become too popular. So I was now the face of the party. Are you getting it? So I heard this on a later date, that the reason he suspended me was because he felt I was going to take the party from him and the control. However, like I said, this was not about popularity contest. I'm the national youth leader. I am the elected national. That was why when they illegally claimed they suspended me. If you know me very well, I maintain my position till today. Are you with me? Abure, you don't have any locals to be able to suspend me. I'm an executive of a national youth leader. Even if you needed to suspend me, if you had any investigation on me, you send it to the National Executive Council. The National Executive Council will look at the committee report and vote on it. If overwhelming vote they felt I was guilty of whatever you had charged me of, if so. There was no decision of National Executive Council. And Julius Abure, unilaterally, he does not have that power, as more so with ERAGBE and ANSLEM. He can never have such power.
Right, I understand. But my question is, did we have politicians wanting to take over the party?
The reason I'm telling you this is, Peter Obi was our presidential candidate.
Right.
He had no executive powers. I've stated this.
According to your constitution.
That's what I'm saying. How could Peter Obi have taken over the party from Abure? How? The only thing Peter Obi could have done was, when the crisis between myself and Abure started, all he needed to do was mediation. Oh, national youth leader, come. What is the problem? Tell me your own version. I will hear from the chairman. Or I've heard from the chairman. Let me hear your own. But I was the one that made a lot of overtures to Peter Obi, several everywhere. Listen to me. Because there's an issue. I've been accused. I've been labeled. Are you getting it? I'll purportedly be suspended. While I was doing all of this in the interest of the party, I'm also in your own best interest. Until May 2023, before May, 8 months after. That was why, like I said, ordinarily, you see, Abure did this deliberately to destroy Peter Obi's chances. I told the world.
Abure never wanted Peter Obi to win the election. To win the 2020 election.
Never.
That he went around Nigeria campaigning with Peter Obi.
My brother.
Yeah.
I say, bring me an Abure. Like I said, thank God, I am back fully in my office as the national youth leader. Kennedy Anotu was never national youth leader. It couldn't have been, and he never was. I told him severally. Even anybody claimed he was, like I said, this, if you know me, like I said, this is my 30th year in trade unionism, with proofs, with experience and participation. Like I said, if you know me very well, you will know that I do things very carefully and legally. You see all this rubbish that took place in the Labour Party, we have not put them to rest yet. No.
So let's stay on the topic. We'll talk about that.
Yeah,
right.
So the matter of anybody taking over party.
What of Governor Alex Oti?
I just told you now that this was the accusation Abure levied against me behind the scene, for which he claimed to have suspended, that I have become too powerful.
No, not about you. Not about you now.
I'm explaining something so that I'm making a point to you, to the world. How would Alex Oti is the governor of Abia State. Right. What is his role in the party? It's just National Executive Council. Whenever there is decision to be made in connection or in association with other NEC members. Right. Alex Oti supported Julius Abure to the best of my knowledge, and Peter Obi. They supported him. Even when the crisis started, they felt Julius Abure was right. And they told with him. The NSC, the TC, everybody sided with Julius Abure. Even against me. But like I said, I never mentioned anybody's name till today, because I knew a day will come where they will realize that they were on the wrong path. I've listed issues to tell you that even when Alex Oti is deputy, NSC president, TSU president, Peter Obi, all of them joined Abure in Asaba in the first NEC meeting of 17th of April 2023. It was under an illegal and unlawful gathering.
Right. Okay. That is established.
Are you getting it? So if that is established,
according to what you are saying,
you see, there are legal positions to what I'm saying.
I understand that.
You understand them. I will give you. It's in public. Their indictment is there. If the court say you are restrained,
let's talk about your operations now going forward with Nadadi Usman. Right,
Alex Oti, as one of the NEC members, are you getting it?
Just a minute.
Has not personalized any struggle because Abure had nothing, so he needed to hinge his own.
Just a minute, comrade, so we could make progress. Let's talk about your progress now with Nadadi Usman and your leadership of the party now. Okay. Right, we've seen that before. Now we saw you held meetings in hotels and in some places, and some persons, said that is not the leadership. Are you planning, is your leadership planning of moving to the Labour Party national headquarters here in Abuja?
Okay, well, thank you. Actually, at this point, I must give it to Senator Ninadi Esther Usman, and Dalitu Wokocha, who showed a high level of maturity, having been legally empowered to act, and yet humble themselves to holding party meetings in hotels, other places. Are you getting it? Before now, anyway. Yeah, like I said, for ERAGBE ANSLEM, my kind of person are there. The day the Supreme Court gave the judgment, I put out a notice for us to go and take over the National Secretariat. It's on record because, like I said, I'm a unionist. Yes, not just a unionist, a renowned unionist. But they prevailed on me to allow peace reign. I said, how do you mean by peace? That it is better for them to get another office to operate pending when this. I said, no, there's nothing pending. You have a Supreme Court judgment. Let us enforce our judgment. It's legal. Abore has no locus. But however, maybe with the benefit of hindsight now, they chose that path. So at this point, I'm saying to the world, I want to give it to her, but ERAGBE ANSLEM will not tolerate that. I won't, but they did. But today, the good news is the matter is rested. INEC has been communicated.
So we are going to be seeing the name, because I checked just before I came, and the name is not yet enforced. It's still Julius Abure that we have on the INEC portal. Yeah, very soon. Normally, this is the procedure. When they receive a court order, the INEC is supposed to convey a meeting of leadership, and are you getting it? It's a procedural issue. Normally, it should be done within 3 days, ideally, maximum, because there are exigencies here. So we're expecting that hopefully not more than Friday, end of Friday this week. The Nadi's name should be up on the portal, and the code be released to her and Dalitu Wokocha. Right, so to queue in candidate, because that's where I'm going to. The FCT elections, right? The FCT elections is coming up next month, right? And if you look at the INEC portal, we've not had Labour Party. There's no Labour Party candidate. So are you ready? You have candidates already, and we may be expecting to see candidates on the platform very soon.
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. I must tell the world also that there is no party that deserves to be disenfranchised on the ballot. It is the right of the Labour Party and its members to be on the ballot. Now, what prevented us all along was because of the leadership issues, which have been put to rest finally, and a court order has been issued and served to INEC. So INEC is expected within the next, maybe this today or tomorrow, or no more than Friday, do the needful. It doesn't call for any argument. Now, immediately the needful is done, INEC will release the code to Senator Ninadi Esther Usman and Dalitu Wokocha to upload every other information of the party. So at that level, it behaves on the political party, which is the Labour Party. We have candidates. Remember when we were running both factions, we had candidates on our side. Abure, you can see that INEC rejected Abure's candidate because of this dispute. Because INEC, on the 7th of January today is what?
Today is 28.
28? Was it on the 7th or 17th? I can't remember now. Only recently, INEC, remember when Abure led the team of people to protest in INEC?
Right,
the next day, INEC made a publication and stated categorically the reason they cannot give Abure code. Because the Supreme Court judgment of 4th of April 2020 was very explicit. Said Abure tenure expired, Ninadi is the chairman, and all of this, but because we still wait.
So that's not what they do. But go ahead, I'll interject after.
So the point I've made all of this to say, the chairman is Ninadi. Our name will be uploaded in the portal, she'll be given the code with Dalitu Wokocha, and the candidates of the party will be uploaded by her.
Right, so let's talk about the fact that how has this crisis affected the brand Labour Party? Because we saw the brand became a very prominent brand in Nigerian politics in 2023. A lot of Nigerians talked about the LP Labour Party. How has this crisis between leadership, how has it affected? We've seen some members of your party, they've moved away from your party. Like Peter Obi, we know that he's no longer a putting on that insignia of the Labour Party that he used to put on wherever he went to. Okay. So people have moved on. And how is it going to affect the chances of your party in 2027?
Okay, thank you very much. First and foremost, let me in all honesty acknowledge Peter Obi's presence on the Labour Party's platform. It's coming. It's coming brought the youth. Remember, like I said, you see, people like us have been in forefront of the youth inclusion and participation in Nigeria politics. It is this struggle that made me aspire in 2019 and 2023 for the presidency of Nigeria. So some of the background work you see, people like us have been there consistently. We have a large team. People like the Showore you see and the rest of them. These are the things we started doing long time now, but it came to a head when the EndSARS struggle in 2020 over the police brutality and manhandling of Nigeria youths, and also the online issues of fraud and the rest came up, and the police detention, all those matters, and the youth revolted. And even at the end of that revolt of Nigeria youth, it was still saying me as the national youth leader that put the Theta communique together and sent to the federal government concerning the position of the youth of this country. So, and eventually when 2023 came and the youth were looking for who, are you getting it? The man they could. So Peter Obi, based on his own performance in Anambra and other personal records, became easily appealing to the youth, and also because the PDP had also denied him the possibility of their presidential ticket. So, and it came to the Labour. Remember, you see, we had built our party to that point. I must say something, you see, I've just acknowledged his presence. But however, the foundation, because if we had no proper foundation, it wouldn't have come. Because the only party, let me tell you today, the only party in Nigeria that is alive, that can stage a proper electoral process and succeed is the Labour Party. You know why? Because of the presence of Nigeria workers. This party is owned by Nigeria workers. And in Nigeria, in your ward, in my ward, 8,800, local government, everywhere, you have a teacher, you have a nurse, you have a farmer. Are you getting it? Both the workers and the indigents are our members. Now, the ideology and philosophy of the party is for these people, the welfare, their well-being. So this is the foundation upon which, are you getting it? Peter Obi popularity was anchored, and the youth of this country and the labor force moved together to do what you saw. Now, of course, Peter Obi has left for ADC. What I'm telling you now is to say the fortunes of the party has not depleted by any means. It has not. Nice. But you only believe this statement I've made because in the days ahead now, we are going to commence congresses. We are already commencing. We have a mandate to mobilize 10 million membership into the party's fold. Are you with me, sir? That mandate is on. Now we are going to have what is called both the online and offline registration. Okay, right. We are going to go for congresses to elect. When we go for congresses, you elect the party structures, the ward executive, the local government executive, the state executive, the zonal structures. Are you getting the national working committee, the full-fledged NEC, and everybody? Now we start building for the 2020.
So do you have enough time? Because the 2027 general elections may come up by February of next year. So let's just say in 1 year. So you have enough time in 1 year, or you just get to suspend, or you go into a major coalition. We've seen the ADC maybe join forces with the ADC or whatever other political parties to offer a credible alternative.
You know, like I said, the only political structure that is ingrained, that is foundational in Nigeria, is the labor movement. Are you with me, sir? Because the Labour Party is the political party that warehouses the labor interest, Nigeria workers. They are always available. What was our distraction was this internal wrangling foisted on the party by Julius Abure.
But you just talked about the fact that this was built over years, but you've refused to acknowledge even the Julius Abure in the building of all of this.
No, you see, like I said,
at least acknowledge his role in this as a chairman for these many years, like because it was during his time.
No. You see, like I said, his chairmanship was an illegal chairmanship.
And so whatever he did that was positive.
There was nothing he did that was positive. I've just told the world to see, even the reason Peter Obi lost the election, that we could not even account for the mandate, was the same Julius Abure. So what are you giving him credence for? The only credence Julius Abure got was because Peter Obi came, and Abure for the first time in his life probably was able to see some measure of money. The type he had never seen all his life. That's the truth. And if you say it's a lie, we can check the records. If you check my records as at 1996-97, you will find 10 million naira in my account as 1996-97. I don't think Abure had such money in that era. I know him very well. So what I'm telling the world is to say, the beneficiary of all the struggle, this was what he schemed for.
You were in the executive, right?
For me, it was not about personal aggrandizement.
But you can say the same too.
No, actually, bring him to me, and if you go further, go and print Abure's statement of account from 2021, March 21st to date. And print from March 20th backwards, and we can check it. We can check my own. We can check his own. Then we can, with this statement I made now, we can find out what happened. So the point I'm making is, you see, I will not come here to blackmail Abure. I'm only come here to state the facts. So
I just asked you if you've done, somebody you worked with as national chairman, you were national youth leader, and you said you didn't see any good thing.
Yeah, I've just told you to say there was nothing good that if I saw anything good, I will tell you. It's not
for the number of years you worked with him.
There is nothing. That's why, see, if Abure played the role of a chairman, right, if he had the experience, really, I saw him that this man had the experience, which was why people like us stood in. We filled the gap to cover for that lapse. But it was that same gap we filled for him that became our undoing. He got threatened and messed the entire process up. It's clear.
Okay, is there still room? Because I asked, when I spoke with Umar Farouk the other time, I asked him the same question. You came from the same folk, you've done unionism together, you've been together in the same room. You understand the heat of facing ruling class and saying this is what we want, an alternative. Is there still room that, yes, there may be disagreements now, but you still have some virtues that brought you together at some point? Is there still room for a reconciliation?
You see, the truth of the matter, it's a political party.
Right.
And reconciliation is the order of the day. For instance, Abure was given enough leverage for this matter to have been settled amicably. When Alex Otti and Peter Obi truly found out the weight of the matters bedeviling Abure, for instance, I talked about the criminal prosecution, which the Attorney General ultimately has ordered now. When Peter Obi and Alex Otti saw, because they didn't know, as at the time they knew what was actually up against Abure, they called him, Abure, please, sheath your sword, so that we can also talk to these other guys. Are you getting it? Who are fighting against you, to sheath their sword and save you. They offered Abure step down, because one, your tenure has gone. Two, you cannot become chairman, because normally these things are zone and rotate.
Yeah, so we are running out of time.
The national chairman is going.
Is there still room for reconciliation?
That's why I said they told him all of this off the record to say, look, Abure, from all we have seen, there are issues. Let us save you. You can't become chairman anymore, because one, you have lived out your time, and the tenure is going to the north. You are not a northerner. Two, we need to zone the presidency to the south. The highest office in the land you can occupy in the party is the BOT chairman. Accept this negotiation, accept BOT chairman, accept other consideration. They were as much as ready to give him material things as additional benefit to compensate him for whatever benefit they themselves too have enjoyed. Maybe for the presidential ticket, for governorship. Are you getting it? To say, okay, you've done well. He refused.
But at this moment, are you still ready for reconciliation with your former boss?
Esther Usman has made it clear that she is open and ready for reconciliation.
Right.
She has not hidden that, and we are not averse to reconciliation. No.
Thank you. That was what I wanted.
We are not averse to reconciliation. I am not averse to reconciliation, but I am still not again averse to legal issues.
Thank you.
so that you know the kind of person you are dealing with.
Thank you.
While reconciliation is ongoing on one side, we keep pressing the legal aspect to ensure that we set a clearer.
We have to end the show now. Thank you so much, Comrade ERAGBE ANSLEM.
Thank
we
you.
wish you all of the best with the struggle for Labour Party. And we wish your faction, your leadership, as we wish every other leadership.
Yeah,
we wish every other leadership.
Just a point of correction. As it is now, there is just one leadership led by Nenadi Esther Usman. No more faction. So that
let's wait, because Umar Farib told me there would be some appeal. So let's wait to see. If,
I said they don't have a basis.
You've said that, but you know lawyers and you lawyers and with the law. But I have to end the show now. Thank you so much. We wish you the best. We wish you the best.
Judgment.
All right, guys, this is where we get to end the show tonight. We had the Labour Party youth leader of the Nadadi Usman leadership of the Labour Party. And like I say every day when we come on the program, keep loving Nigeria and do your best for this country. My name is Ubong Osora in Abuja, and I'm saying bye for now.
Politics decides our economy. Politics shapes our security. Politics defines our future. But who is asking the hard question?
Is intimidating governors to our opposition, and some allegations even say monies are offered to the tune of billions of naira to these governors to come to the APC.
On Big Talk, we take politics beyond party lines and press statements. We interrogate policies, challenge power,
and it shall be addressed,
and demand accountability from those who govern, from the presidency